Welcome to episode 85 of the Epilogue Lady podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook and Etsy as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a group for this podcast on Ravelry. It's called the Arctic Crafts Podcast, and I have a Ko-fi page where you can support me and the podcast, and everything is linked down below. There's also a make-along running, the Spooky Malo, and you can find that on Ravelry in the group I have. It's only one thread for both chat and finished objects, and I'll draw all the prices from that thread. Of course, if I land on one of my own comments, I'm going to draw a new number. Anyway, I think I have enough prices for that now. I'm going to show you something in show and tell because a really lovely lady or ladies, the ladies behind Narwhals Creations, sent me a load of bags, some of them Halloween themed, and that's going to be part of the prices for the make along, and I'm also going to show you those at the end of the podcast. And please excuse the wobbling. I have a cat that decided to jump up on the table and then he jumped off the table and now he's on the kitchen counter, so I probably need to keep an eye on him. I already started this 3 times, so I'm not going to stop recording again to start over. As you can see, it's overcast today, so I have perfect lighting. So that's a good thing, I guess. Besides, I actually prefer this kind of weather. I'm sort of an indoor person, especially when it's sunny and hot. So good thing I'm living in northern Norway. Otherwise, there hasn't been a lot happening. I almost haven't dyed anything for this shop update because we have had a sick kitty. Our oldest cat, Roar, has been sick and I've had to be a nurse. And I couldn't just drop everything to go to take him to the vet, so I haven't been dyeing. He's okay now. Knock on wood. But it's not cheap going to the vets. So that's a thing. I can also let you know that I'm running a birthday sale. I just started a birthday sale in my Etsy shop. 20% off everything except self-striping. Because self-striping is so labor intensive, I never include that when I do a sale. The Halloween yarn, the new Halloween yarn, is included though. My birthday isn't until the 29th, but I wanted to do the sale this weekend because I'm podcasting and I could let you know on camera that the sale is on. I wanted to make some space in my storage because I have a couple of dates that I'm going to sell yarn locally, among other things in a shopping center. So I wanted to make room for some new yarn. Sorry, I'm distracted because Snape is walking about on the kitchen counters. So I have to keep an eye on him. What was I talking about? Yes, I'm going to a shopping center to sell yarn in mid-October, so I want to clear some space so I have somewhere to put new yarn. Anyways, as I said, I'm going to go to a shopping center in October to sell my yarn, so that weekend the shop will be closed. But that's sometime. It's the 13th, 14th and 15th of October. I'm going to sell my yarn in a shopping center. And that's a Thursday, Friday and Saturday. But again, that's not, I think it's 3 weeks or something. I think it's 3 weeks. So that's the admin and the shop news. And I'm going to show you what I actually did dye in show and tell at the end of the podcast. We can start by talking about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Spectre by Johi Locatelli. And the yarn is from a Canadian dyer, Rose Hill Yarns. And I can start wearing these sweaters now. At least my fingering weight sweaters I can start wearing indoors. But suddenly I don't like wearing them too often because I'm that age where you suddenly become really hot. It's far between now. I think I'm getting to the end of it, but I still get really hot sometimes. I tried wearing my new FO, but it's warmer than this. So I'm only going to show you that sweater. And maybe I should just show it to you instead of talking about it. I've lost my knitting mojo. I've totally lost my knitting mojo, sorry. I dropped some stuff on the floor. I've lost my knitting mojo, and that's a shame because knitting is my coping mechanism when I'm not feeling too good. And now I've lost my knitting mojo. I've been trying to crochet a bit. I think I'm going to get my sketchbook and my pencils out and maybe do some drawing. But we'll see. So, but I finished this in record time, or not in record time for me, but I really enjoyed this sweater because, let me show you first. This sweater is, maybe I should hold it up properly. This is Fjolla by Isabell Kraemer. And the reason why it wasn't a slug. English is my second language, as I keep telling you. Because there's a lace motif down the sleeves. And it was easy to memorize, so I didn't have to use the charts. And that made the sleeves so much more interesting to knit. So I actually managed to knit a long sleeves on this. And there's this really cute little lace motif in the front. And I love these contiguous sleeves. I love this shape on a sweater. And this color is really good. I really look good in this color. It suits me. And who doesn't love a good mustard? So this is Fjolla by Isabell Kraemer. And I pronounce it Fjolla because it's spelled Fjolla, and that's a Norwegian word. And it's pronounced Fjolla in Norwegian, so that's why I call it that. I'm not sure where she got the name from. I doubt she got it from the Norwegian word. The Norwegian word means basically an airhead, bimbo. Somebody, I'm not sure how to explain this in English. But if you're fjollete, you're sort of a bit stupid, a bit crazy, and it's mostly used about women. So I doubt she got the word from Norwegian. But anyway, so you can find, I didn't do any modifications on this sweater. It's supposed to be knit in a sport weight, but this is sort of a heavy fingering light sport. And the yarn I've used for this, I'm going to buy another sweater quantity of this yarn because I really love knitting with it. And it's really soft. And it's a Luna from Permin. And it's 100% recycled wool. And you can say it's 175 meters per 50 grams. So that's, oh my God, 350 meters per 100 grams. So that's a light sport, heavy fingering. And I'm going to get more of this. It almost feels like a cotton. But it's really soft, but I think this is going to pill. But I'll find out. But again, I'm going to get another sweater quantity of this in a different color because I want another sweater in that yarn. I got this on sale in my LYS local yarn store because the color was being discontinued. And that's typical because the color is really beautiful. But I'm going, as I said, going to buy another sweater quantity of this. I have yarn. I didn't know what to knit with it when I bought the yarn. So I bought 8 skeins. 8 skeins. So that was 400 grams to make sure I had enough yarn. But as you can see, I have some yarn left. I'm not sure what to do with this, but I'm thinking I might knit something for my good friend Sue, because she also loves this color. And I think I have enough for a cowl, 175 meters. I'm going to check my library in Ravelry, or check Ravelry to see if I can find any nice sport weight cowls. So that's that. And that was one FO. I have one FO that I can't show you because my husband is wearing them. His hands get really cold. So I knit him a pair of fingerless gloves, Pioneer gloves. I've knit those before. I haven't even got a picture of them, I'm sorry to say, but I had some leftover Nebula merino bamboo from my own. I had the leftover from a sweater I knit. So I knit him a pair of Pioneer gloves. And the last FO, as I told you, I've been trying to crochet a bit because I lost my knitting mojo. So I made this yesterday. It took me about 3-4 hours. It's Järbo Raggi. It's their DK sock yarn, or it's probably a worsted. And I really love the look of this. I did some modifications. I added this. This wasn't in the original pattern. I did the stem my own way. I did that differently. And I added some... I took a thread, a needle and thread, and pulled through the pumpkin to tighten it, so I got this shape. I'm considering doing doing a few stitches with green on this end, but it's going to stand like this, so I'm not sure I bother. I got this yarn from my neighbor. She used to run the local yarn store, so she still has loads of yarn. And I also got some light brown king coat cotton from her, so I'm going to make more of these in a different color. And they're going to be smaller because the yarn, I have to use a smaller crochet hook. But anyway, this is also an FO. And I could add this to my own spooky mal, except I can't. But you could say, if you do something like this, if you knit or crochet a pumpkin, feel free, go ahead and add it, because anything Halloween or harvest related, and this is both. So it doesn't have to be a garment. So that's my pumpkin, and that's what I have for FOs. I have tried to cast on new stuff to get my mojo up and running, but no luck so far. I have a couple of pairs of socks I'm knitting on, but I haven't touched those either. So what I have been doing, I have been trying to knit a bit on my husband's Malo sweater. Again, it's written Malo, and I'm pronouncing it Malo. It's by Kevin let's see, Kevin Castel. And the back is finished. This Progress Keeper is a gift from Sue, Crafting Knitted 7. And I've gotten this far on the front. I'm soon going to start with the neck. I'm doing some modifications on this at the top because it's supposed to have buttons down the shoulder on one side. I'm not doing those. But this is for hubby. And I had to finish this. The yarn for this is Arctic Crafts yarn. It's my Highland Sport. And as you can tell, I have a couple of white cats. But this is my Highland Sport. It's a bit cheaper than my other yarns because it's a bit cheaper for me to buy. This is a non-superwash, by the way. And you can order sweater quantities. As with all my bases, you can order sweater quantities with this. And I also have a sale on sweater quantities these days. 15% off sweater quantities. As long as you order more than 3 skeins in the same colorway, you get 15% off. So that's one of my whips. It's sort of it has been hibernating for a bit, but I decided I wanted to pick that up again instead of casting another sweater for myself because I have too many sweaters as it is. I've tried to put my Novelli out for sale on Instagram, but I haven't got any bids, so I'm going to try to take it with me when I go out. That Novelli is my famous gold Novelli. So I was hoping somebody would want it, but it doesn't look like it. My second whip is a new cast on, and it's living in this bag from Narwhals Creations. This is one of the bags she donated to me. She said I could pick from it myself, and I really love this bag, so I see there's the tag. So I just took the liberty of choosing this one because I really love it. And I'm showing the rest of the bags in show and tell. She spoiled me, or they spoiled me because they sent me a lot of bags. This is something called the sampler. It's a scarf. You start in the middle with a provisional cast on, and you change up the patterns as you go, so it's sort of interesting to knit. And it tapers off, and it tapers off at the ends, and you're supposed to, there's one skein for each half, and the leftovers you're supposed to make big tassels from. This is yarn from Garn Boutique Fortuna. It's 75-25 merino nylon, and the colorway is plommetre, and that's Norwegian for plum tree. It's really close to my own plum jam, so I was considering using this for a rocket tee and using my plum jam Surrey silk for the stripes, but I decided I didn't need 3 rocket tees. I think I have 3 something. And I started the ranunculus, but I didn't like the way it looked. I started the love note. Again, I didn't like the way it looked because this yarn is sort of precious to me because it's a gift from my oldest friend Trine. And I wanted something special, and I'm knitting myself a scarf. So I had 2 skeins, and I'm going to have a lot left, I think, so I'm not going to use all the leftovers for the tassels because I don't want really big tassels. I want the tassels, but not that big. So I'm going to have some yarn left, and I think I'm going to use that for maybe socks or maybe in a color work something. So that's my sampler by The Knitting Shed. And those are my whips, or at least the whips I have been working on, because I haven't been knitting a lot. I think for the rest of the day I'm going to edit this first, of course. And we have a meeting to go to this evening, but I think I'm going to crochet a bit on my blanket, because I've lost my knitting mojo, but it feels weird just sitting there not doing anything. So I need something to take my mind off things. So either I should knit something really complicated, but I don't think I have the brain space. So TV knitting, probably. So then maybe I should just go into show and tell. The first thing I'm going to show you is something my good friend Sue, Crafty Knit 7, sent me. And it's this beautiful tote bag. When she showed me this fabric, I just told her, can you please make me something in that fabric? Because this is so me. I have a pair of Doc Martens Airwear with roses and skulls, and this is so perfect. And I really love this creepy guy with the red eyes and the grin. And it's got loads of pockets inside. And this is too good for grocery shopping, but because of all the pockets inside and the perfect size and the straps that are the perfect length for over the shoulder, I'm going to use this when I go shopping for other stuff as a shopping bag, because I have pockets for my cell phone, I have pockets for my purse. I think you call it purse, or wallets. So this is absolutely perfect. So this is what I'm going to use today when we go shopping, because the meeting is in the nearest big town, the neighboring town. I live in a town as well, but the neighboring town. And they have a couple of big shopping centers. That's where I'm going to sell yarn in October. And I have a few bits and pieces I need, so I'm going to use that. And it's also big enough to take my knitting, because I always take a sock project when we're going to those meetings, because I'm paying much more attention to what people are saying when I have knitting. It sounds weird, but that's the fact. If I have some mindless knitting in my hands, because I get fidgety if I haven't got anything to work on. So I need a sock project. I think I have a sock project I can bring, and if I can't find a sock project, I'll just cast on. I got some cheap Christmas yarn. I can't afford to buy a lot of yarn these days, but I got some cheap Christmas yarn the other day, and I might start a pair of Christmas socks, because I'm trying to get at least 12 pairs of Christmas socks, or maybe I have 12 pairs, I'm not sure. And while we're talking about Christmas, Vlogmas, I haven't decided yet. Vlogtober isn't happening, because I haven't got the brain space for it. If I started Vlogtober, I probably wouldn't finish it, and that's not good. If I won't start it unless I'm sure that I'm going to finish it. And now I'm going to show you all the bags I got from Narwhals Creations. There's a load of them, loads and loads. This is their card, and you can see their Etsy. I'm of course going to link their Etsy shop down below. And as I was saying, they spoiled me, because they sent me so many bags and I got to choose from them. I only took one bag myself, but one bag and a purse, because how could I not? This is Snape. and it has a spider on the back, and it's one of those. So I'm going to put this in my shopping bag and use it as a purse. I don't often have cash on me, but when I do, this is going to be my coin purse. We also have a set with a Halloween bag and a notions pouch. I think you can use this as a notion pouch. And I'm going to put this up as a price for the Spooky Mal and as a set. So you get both these. She also sent a harvest. I think I'm going to call this a harvest themed bag. And I don't think this is going to be part of the giveaway this time. Because she sent a lot of bags and this isn't exactly Halloween. So this might show up in the Grinch Mal. It's not a Christmas theme either, but I really love this, and it's got a pocket on the inside. So this is going to be a prize for the Spooky Mal, I think. And then we have another prize for the Spooky Mal. It's another Halloween themed bag. And this is the kind with a clear front. So this is also going to be, I'm thinking this is perfect to have your pattern in because it's see-through. But I really love this. So this is also going to be a prize in the Spooky Mal. Maybe I should show you the bags, a couple of more bags from Narwhals Creations. That's going to be used, I think, as prizes for the springtime, tea time Mal, because there's sort of spring summery. This is a real cute bag. It's got this shape. So I'm thinking sock project. This is perfect for a sock project. And we have another notions pouch with this kind of closure. And both these are going to be put aside and be used as prizes for the springtime tea time Mal. I might add some yarn to them, either from stash, my personal stash, or from the shop. And I'm also having a prize for Instagram, and I haven't decided on that prize either. One of these will probably be the Instagram prize. So we'll see. So that's my acquisitions. And the only thing left to show you is the little bit of dyeing I did. And what I did is I dyed up some lichen. This is 100% fine merino, and that means I have 3 skeins of this, and that's enough for a sweater. And you could, of course, only buy one of the skeins. But this is going into the shop on Sunday. And this, the stuff that I added Sunday evening, it's 8 p.m. Central European summertime. I think it's still summertime, or is it? No, it's still summertime. And this is going to be added to the shop on Sunday, but it won't be added into the sale. The sale ends midnight on Sunday. And I have dyed up a new colorway on 3 different bases. And it's this one. Sue said it reminded her of berries, and thank you, Sue. The colorway is named Wild Berries because raspberries and blueberries. So wild berries, and I have that on merino nylon, Poledale nylon, and merino nylon DK, and those are sock sets. This is not blue, it's purple. So I think the purple is, no, it shows up as blue. Maybe if I hold it back here. Nope. Again, this is purple, not blue. I thought I had the perfect lighting, but apparently I haven't got perfect lighting. I should take a picture of this and put up so you can see what it actually looks like. I think I'm going to do that. So that's that for the shop update on Sunday. We haven't got a lot of plans for the weekend. Next week I'm going to do some dyeing because I got some yarn arriving today, hopefully some undyed. I'm discontinuing my worsted. I'm replacing it with a different worsted yarn. And I'm also getting a worsted non-superwash, the same as the Highland Sport, because I really love the Highland Sport. I love the way it feels. I love the way it knits up. So I'm getting a worsted, Highland worsted, 100% Highland wool, and it's a non-superwash. So the other worsted is a really springy merino worsted that feels really nice. I'm going to knit hubby a worsted sweater, I think. I'm also going to knit myself a worsted sweater. I need samples. I haven't knit any. I knit one worsted sweater as a sample in my old worsted, and I need a sample in my new worsted as well. So I'm going to knit hubby a sweater in worsted. I haven't ordered a lot of the worsted because, again, I have loads of yarn in stock and I can't afford to buy a lot of yarn. I haven't got storage for a lot of undyed, so I can't buy really big quantities of undyed yarn. That's it. Another short one because I haven't got a lot to talk about. I've shown you everything, just checking my show notes. I've told you everything I have to tell you. Again, the Spooky Mal, still running. The rules are in the thread on Ravelry. The hashtag is SpookyMal2022. There's going to be a prize drawing from the hashtag as well. And when this make-along ends, Halloween, October 31st, December 1st, I'm starting another make-along. And it's my Grinch Mal 2022. And it's the same rules as last year. Anything green or selfish. So that's it for now. I'm just going to edit this and put it up as soon as I'm finished doing that. And I hope you have a nice weekend. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks.